Just picture yourself in a plot of land where there's no infrastructure available, no phone, no cell coverage, no internet. And our Marines here at Comm Squadron have the equipment and the knowledge to be able to set that up for other Marines to do their jobs.
Anthony Johnson is the operations officer for Wing Communications Squadron 38 based at Miramar. The squadron has no aircraft, but like the name suggests, is focused on communication. Its goal is to set up antennas and other equipment across both Miramar and Camp Pendleton. Hundreds of Marines are involved. Over 10 days, they'll trek out across the eastern part of Miramar, setting up their communications nodes and sleeping in the field.
But also we're trying to demonstrate to the Marine Corps, the service, that we can go around the globe, but specifically in the Indo-PACOM region, largely dispersed throughout the region and provide communications for Marines.
It's the first day of the exercise, and the squadron is packed into Humvees, 7-ton trucks, and a trolley that looks more like something tourists ride around Universal Studios than a military transport. We're a few hundred yards from Interstate 15 and the hum of midday commuters. Marines scatter out away from the camp, find cover, and establish a secure perimeter. First Lieutenant Sophie Svoboda is a platoon commander and led today's convoy. Her Marines will establish the site as a base of operations for the rest of the exercise. She says it's important for them to get out into the field to do this kind of work.
You know, at the end of the day, when we do go into conflict, it's going to be important that the Marines are familiar with being out in this type of terrain, just being out in the elements in general.
Miramar spans 23,000 acres. Most of that land, about 15,000 acres, is east of the 15. The base has had a few lives. It was established as Camp Kearney by the Army during World War I. The Marines took over in World War II and named it Camp Elliott. Miramar was handed to the Navy after the war, then back to the Marines in 1997. First Lieutenant Chandler Bienick watches Marines erect an antenna a few hundred yards from the first base camp. I-15 commuters are again visible from the ridge.
It's weird being here and being able to see civilization right behind us. But as Marines, we live in the field. Our main site here, along with another site, can see the freeway, but here in a few days, we're going to be pushing out sites further east.
10,000 Marines and sailors are based at Miramar. The eastern part of the base is also used by the San Diego County Sheriff's Department and San Diego Fire Rescue for training. Marines in the squadron say Miramar is a little unusual for ground-based military operations. Camp Pendleton is larger and more remote. Most Army bases are in more rural areas, but Miramar is surrounded by millions of people. Bienick says, in part, that's what makes it so valuable.
Over here, though, we can set up anything from communications architectures. We have ranges over here. We are conducting exercises using blanks, so we're going to be shooting at each other, I guess. But this is just a great overall terrain to just train in and do Marine things.
Last year, local business leaders saw the eastern part of the base as a possible solution to the homeless issues plaguing the city. They suggested building a housing and ranch complex on the land. The Marines quickly shot the idea down. Squadron Operations Officer Major Anthony Johnson says although the area is undeveloped, it's important for the Marines.
Being a ground-based unit within the Marine Aircraft Wing, we don't fly aircraft, so that training area provides us the ability right in our backyard to go and train.
The Marines of Communications Squadron 38 say the training exercise was successful and they hit all their goals. Andrew Dyer, KPBS News.